Welcome to How to Survive, the show that teaches you how to survive the stuff that can kill you.
Like monsoons and air traffic control blackouts and measles,
And the stuff that just makes you wish you were dead.
like missing your elitist event
Oh,
or celebrity feuding
mm-hmm.
or conspiracy theorists in power.
Well, we've got a lot of those.
Yep. Check, check, check.
Oh, man. You know what I could use right now?
Our theme song?
Please.
Ground is shaking under our feet, mountains on fire, flooding in the street. Can't breathe the air, can't fight the feeling. Goblin down, Xanax ain't the way to be dealing. Gotta do better than just getting high. We gotta stick together if we're gonna survive. Ooh, how to survive. Ooh, how to survive.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
We're back on Zoom.
My
because
fault this
now
time.
Kristine is sick.
My whole house is a house of sickness.
In your world, listeners, it should be July 1st. But in our world, it's still May.
It's weird.
Do you think you guys have COVID now? Because
We don't. No
don't.
COVID. Sven
Good.
Sven just tested, but everybody is. It's like the house of snot and sadness.
Oh no.
That's the house we'd be in if we were on Game of Thrones.
I was just gonna say I think that's a Game of Thrones prequel.
It might be. It's next to what house was Pedro Pascal in? That's
Did not watch the show.
oh my God. Yeah, it would have been. It
not
would have been
my
way
jam.
too gory, I think, for you.
I don't think that would have bothered me. I'm just not into fantasy. I don't
Me
think
either.
dragons or yeah.
Me either. But I still liked.
But you liked it.
I still liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to. Anyway, that's the house we're in.
I'm sorry. So is everyone home?
Everyone is home in their separate sick areas,
Gotcha.
sleeping.
So that's nice. So it's just colds.
It's like I think it's sinus infections and hacking
Ooh.
coughs
Oh,
and
God.
headaches and
no.
yeah. So Benji's. I just went and got these headphones because I realized I don't know how to technology,
You don't know how to technology.
as you guys established when I was like, why can't I hear anything?
Yeah,
And
well,
you two were like,
Or-
hey,
I was-
dumbass.
I was going to text you, and then I thought, well, her phone probably is. And then I thought, well, maybe I could hold up a piece of paper, somehow write it backwards to tell her and hold it up to the camera to say, get your headphones.
And red rum.
And red rum, exactly.
And we all just figured it out that I needed to plug headphones in.
Yes.
Because I'm a big
we-
dum-dum.
We tapped our headphones to show you.
Not
Well,
a
I'm
pro.
sorry everyone's sick. That stinks. Did you
That's
guys
all
have
right.
plans this weekend? They're now
Yep.
rushed?
Yep.
Oh, no. What did you have?
This is going to make me sound like such a big fucking nerd. Are you ready? I got tickets to an event downtown for the 100th anniversary of something to do with the New Yorker, like the fiction issue
Okay.
with George Saunders interviewing
Oh, you love George Saunders.
I love him so much, and he's interviewing like the fiction editor of the New Yorker and all these actors like Richard Kind
Oh,
and other actors who I can't think of right now. We're going to read portions of popular fiction pieces from the New Yorker from like Shirley Jackson and George
Oh,
Saunders
wow.
and all these famous literary writers reading excerpts from the different pieces of this fiction book they're releasing in honor of the like 100th
oh.
year or
Kids
something.
must be crushed.
They weren't gonna go. It was just gonna be Sven.
I know.
They were gonna just stay home and like watch some, silly dumb movie.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just have to gift the tickets.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it's all right.
Sorry.
I mean, I'm probably I could probably go, but I think I have the virus within me, and it wouldn't be very
Yeah.
nice to be like,
No.
ask a friend and be like, hey, so do you want to go with me to this event and also get a virus?
You're gonna get all those coastal elites sick if you go.
I mean,
to
I
that.
could take out so many enemies of the
Of the establishment
of the establishment
MAGA
right now.
establishment.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, did you hear about the fluoride today?
It's coming out of Is it Florida's?
Florida is now the second state to get rid of fluoride.
Oh my God.
But then I was thinking about it,
okay.
and I realized we don't really drink tap water anymore, at least in California.
Oh, I do. You don't?
No.
You didn't drink your tap water?
It's filtered. It's filtered. So does that mean that the does that mean the fluoride is filtered out of it?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't think they filter out. I don't think. Well, we have a sink filter system. Is that what you have?
Well, we have that, but mostly we use the water in the refrigerator,
which is probably also filtered.
But is that tap water original? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's still tap water that they filter.
Okay. So you would still get the benefits of fluoride from that?
I think so. I don't think it's filtering out fluoride. We'd have to. That would be a what did we learn? I would say.
Yeah. Because I was like, oh shit, am I not getting fluoride? I mean, I guess you get it from your toothpaste, and when I brush my teeth, I use tap water. I'm not using Evian to brush my teeth, but
you should though, because that would be badass.
That would be great.
That'd be a real flex.
Wasn't there like some story a long time ago about someone who bathed in Evian?
It feels like Zsa Zsa Gabor would do that.
Yeah, it was something like as that was the height of obscene wealth back then. Now it's like dwarfed by what people do. It's so gross. But anyway.
I did read, and I can't remember if it's which state is it? It's either Oklahoma or Utah, that kids in school are now required to study the contested 2020 election.
Oh my God.
And all of the voter fraud that happened. Like they're supposed
they wrote new textbooks that have this in it, or?
I mean, I don't know how it's happening as far as if it's textbooks or if it's they have to study the irregularities, basically studying that it was not a real, like, fair election. And it's part of the curriculum.
We're doomed.
So,
Jesus Christ. That is upsetting.
You know, I think we just have to keep supporting. I just subscribed to, I just did a subscription to The Atlantic. Mm-hmm. I think it's like, just keep remembering we have to support journalism and journalists and the big brains out there who are doing the good work, so that we don't fall into despair.
Yeah.
Right? Let's try to focus on the good stuff too.
Okay. All right.
We gotta, guys.
There's no other choice.
There's no other choice. Are you guys following the Diddy trial at all?
So I got up earlier than I had intended to this morning because my body didn't know it was Senior Ditch Day. And I was watching the news and I just saw that Cat, is it Casey or Cassie? His ex-girlfriend of some 11 years has been on the stand. Yes. And they're claiming it was all consensual. I mean, the defense obviously is claiming it was all consensual. So that's about all I know.
Okay.
Do you know anything?
Well, I've been reading about it, and it's pretty much about the two of them and their story right now. The freak offs are specifically about her story of what I think sounds like she was forced to do for him for years and years and years, because she was very young when she met him.
Oh, was she?
She was 18 or 19, and he was in his 30s, and he was physically very abusive.
I mean, there's video of him kicking her around.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
And she was doing a lot of these group sex things while he watched and filmed and directed them with other men at his bequest. And they were pretty humiliating. And, I think she really did not have agency to be able to say no to those things.
Right. They're using these texts of her saying like, I'm really into it as proof that it was consensual when clearly most people know if you're in an abusive relationship, and your mind gets kind of twisted.
You don't have a lot of agency.
Yeah.
I mean, and he controlled everything she wore and and if she was in a place that he didn't want her to be, like, he texted her constantly to be like, where are you? What are you doing? What are you wearing? And if she was at a party and like he would show up, she would like jump out a window and hide in a bush because she was so afraid that he would see her there when she wasn't supposed to be there, like stuff like that. And it sounds really awful. Like it sounds really just a level of abuse that's so controlling and terrifying.
But she's not the only witness, right? I mean, there's going to be other women, I'm assuming.
There are a couple of other women who I think they're like Jane Doe A and B, like they're keeping their names anonymous. Yeah. And then there's the whole other, I think, element of these other parties that I think maybe we'll still talk, because there's also these accusations of abuse of other people that aren't her, right? So I don't know if that's going to be a whole other thing or.
But this is the criminal trial, right? This isn't a lawsuit from Cassie. She's a witness in a criminal trial.
Yes, because he already paid her $20 million.
Oh shit!
But that didn't, like, it was basically like I think she filed a lawsuit and then it was like, here's $20 million, but it doesn't force her from not testifying against him.
Wow, that's some lawsuit. I mean, that's some agreement.
Yeah,
I'm surprised that it doesn't.
I guess, yeah, it doesn't stop her from still being able to speak out.
Okay, good.
Which is kind of great. Like, she should still be able to have her day to speak out about this. It's not like she's already like, I got paid, but it's still not okay for him to do this, what he did. Maybe he's going to go to jail forever.
That would be great.
It sounds like he should.
Speaking of celebrities in lawsuits, I'm sure you saw that your gal pal Tay Tay is distancing herself from Blake.
This shit just got wild.
Oh, I know she's being forced to come in and talk, right? But I don't know anymore, except that she's going to be forced to come in and speak at the trial.
She's being subpoenaed by Baldoni's side, but the word is she doesn't want any part of this drama, and she is distancing herself from Blake. And I guess Blake made it sound like she was more involved in the movie than she was. I guess, is that part of it?
I don't even. All I really know is that this letter that they just got struck from the record, saying that Blake's people were trying to extort Taylor to.
That was Baldoni's claim. It sounded very unsubstantiated.
Yeah, it's all like she's going to release all these text messages of a private and whatever nature, where God knows what they're talking about with each other. They're all going to get released if you don't step up and speak on my behalf or whatever. I don't even know what the actual details are, but they struck that from the record. So I guess
too bad, because if that's true, I want to see it.
Yeah, right. It's very weird. This whole thing is very bizarre.
Good for
it's my favorite story, because not that I want anybody to have to feel like they've been sexually harassed on a set or whatever happened in that story, but it's at least like light enough, like that no one was murdered, no one was, had to be forced to be covered in baby oil and sexually assaulted in a harsh way. And it can sort of give us a little bit of a break from the crumbling democracy that we can it's like everybody's also like low grade awful.
Yes.
Like I think I'm still team Blake, but I can acknowledge that she's probably a pain in the ass too.
Yeah.
Like, so you can kind of go, I can have fun with this because everybody seems like they suck.
Yeah, exactly.
This is just the new season of Feud. So we'll just wait for Ryan Murphy to get his hands on it.
So amazing.
Yes, it's like Feud in real life.
God. Who played Taylor Swift? You have to get some Amazon
Oh,
Yeah, I
who could
mean,
play her?
it's
It'd have to
like
be an unknown because no one is that tall and beautiful.
Margot Robbie,
Mm-hmm.
the closest I can think of.
Yeah. Well, Taylor's not hot anymore, our president said. So,
Our president said that.
oh, you didn't see that?
No.
He said he's coming back from the Middle East after negotiating with Iran, I guess. And on the plane back, he tweets out, or yeah, tweets out, has anyone noticed that since I said I hate Taylor Swift, that she's no longer quote unquote hot?
He did?
Yes. This morning. Yes.
Are you serious?
I'm 100% serious. This is what he's doing.
I can't
How do you
even.
not laugh? It's just like so
It's
stupid.
no, you have to. You have to
You
at
have
the
to. It's
insanity
so stupid.
of what they all say. And
Why do you even know her name? Like it's just so dumb.
and just like the stuff, like the jet, the whole thing with the jet. And he was like, if you don't accept a jet as a gift, you're just stupid.
Yeah. Well, that's his whole thing. You know, if you don't take advantage of tax loopholes, you're stupid. If you don't cheat people out of money, you're
Yeah.
stupid.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I thought, because I've been listening to the news while I'm working on the
Mhm.
game show, so I don't really absorb what's going on.
That's better.
Yeah.
You don't want to
probably is.
absorb it.
But I thought I heard him saying he wasn't going to take the plane, but he is, right? He's still planning on taking the plane?
As far as I heard.
Okay.
Well,
I didn't really understand what I was, because then later I heard, oh no, he's doubling down on the whole plan, even though members of his own party are like, this is clearly not a good idea.
and he's like, but I want it.
I know, but it's big.
I want it.
Yeah. There's a
Kiss
great
F-
cartoon. Sorry.
Oh, no. Go ahead.
There was a great, I don't even remember now if it was a cartoon or like an AI picture, but of the plane, but the front half is like a Trojan horse.
Mhm.
It's very smart.
That's awesome. My kids love to listen to Kiss FM, if you've
Uh-huh.
heard of it. And like
Have I
now,
heard of it? I grew up on it.
every few songs you get commercials, of course.
Mhm.
And when it's not the Beard of Justice,
Hmm.
it's now Kristi Noem saying,
No.
yes, it's Kristi Noem saying it's a plea to illegal aliens to self-deport. At first, the commercial starts with,
I have heard of this, but
you
I
heard
didn't
it?
know it was on radio and I didn't know it was in Los Angeles.
yeah, it's like it starts with like listing all of these terrible crimes that the illegals have done. It'll be like an El Salvadorian beat and raped a child. Like it'll be these like insane things. And if you are one of the many illegal aliens, you have a chance to put yourself on this registry and you can leave and have a chance to come back legally someday.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that sounds good. Let me just put myself on your list. I should add myself. I'm going to sign up now. But if you don't, we will find you and we will punish you. Like it's so fucking wild.
Wow.
And I can't even tell you how nutty it is.
Did they also tell you how to sign up for her reality show
Did you
that
hear
she
about
wants
this?
to do?
No, what?
She wants to have a reality show
Okay.
where people compete to get citizenship.
Undocumented people.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I saw the post this morning. I don't think it's going to happen. It's just too absurdist. I mean, I know absurdist things are happening. I just don't think it's going to happen. But, and then it claims, oh no, she's not part of the show, but she is for the show. She is okayed it. But did you see that it said they're going to start at Ellis Island? So I'm like, Mexicans don't come through Ellis Island. South Americans don't come through. Is this going to be a bunch of Afrikaners competing for, like, or are they just symbolically starting at Ellis Island? And of course, we want to see brown people competing, in a fight to the death. I mean, it's not a fight to the death, but
Well,
it's,
but is
Not
it or
yet.
is not?
We don't know
Are
what
we
it is
sure?
yet.
it's so gross. Like,
I mean, how far away are we from that?
Not far.
The Afrikaner stuff is fucking insane.
It's insane. It's insane.
It's
So for those who don't know, so Afrikaners are like white South Africans. Maybe not all white South Africans. I thought they were, but maybe not. But Trump has decided to give them refuge, political
only them.
asylum, only them, because there's some law about confiscating property in South Africa, but the law isn't about just it's like confiscating property that isn't being used. It's not like they're just taking away white people's homes. But I don't know the intricacies of the South African law, but in any case, it's obviously a big fuck you to the rest of the world. The millions of people who are actually fleeing injustice.
And who already had all their and Africans who already had their papers in order, and
disgusting.
And all of that was in. They were all prepared, had their papers in order, and then he suspended all of the refugee status of the people who were about to come here, and then granted it to people responsible for apartheid.
How much more transparent can you be?
He's like, only people who are white supremacists. I'm not saying
or cartel family members.
Oh, I heard that too. Yeah.
He made a deal with a fucking Mexican cartel and brought their family.
Why did he?
How does the president get in touch with the Mexican cartel in the first? Or I'm sorry, vice versa.
Is to keep drug dealers out of our country, and then So what is the political reason for granting?
I don't know.
Asylum to them.
I don't have a clue. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, he does have a good friend, a golf buddy, who's an Afrikaner, who they had a talk, I guess, about how the Afrikaners are being persecuted. But the golf guy said, we never had that conversation. But I'm also...
Isn't Musk an Afrikaner?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you see him tweak Grok to talk about it?
What? Grok, the football player?
Grok, his AI.
I don't know what you're talking. I don't know.
So
You've lost us now.
On Twitter, you can, there's a thing called Grok, Grok, which is an AI chat program. And you can ask it questions or whatever. And it was talking about, unprompted, about the South African genocide or whatever they're calling it. Or they're calling it a genocide in South Africa of white people?
Yeah.
Maybe. But unprompted, it would bring it up in people's responses. Out of nowhere, it just started doing this. And then XAI came out with a statement saying, and at 3 a.m. in the middle of the night, an employee made changes to the Grok response system or whatever the actual details are. So he went in the middle of the night and told Grok, however you do it, to talk about white genocide.
You're saying people were talking about things that had nothing to do with that. Yes. They're talking about the new Star Wars show, and suddenly,
yes.
Oh,
by the way, did you know that white people are getting slaughtered in South Africa or whatever?
Well, it's all very subtle now.
It's
Isn't Gronk the name of that dumb football player?
Yeah, Gronk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I think we should take a break.
Yes, we need it.
I have to pee.
Yeah, I got to blow my nose.
We're going to come back and learn how to survive something.
Yay!
So exciting.
I'm so excited.
Okay.
Bye.
Hello. Welcome back.
Oh my God. Hi.
It's your break.
It was so good. I looked at the news, and that always makes me feel better.
Good.
Oh, just a little jolt of sunshine.
Yeah, I had to get those good pleasure chemicals going in my brain.
Chris is literally in a white fuzzy bathrobe, just like I'm sick, and I'm just owning it.
I am just embracing it, guys. I am not trying to hide it. I'm sorry I couldn't get myself dolled up for you today.
Oh, I mean, I look like absolute shit. I think there's like an ugly filter on the Zoom. Is that possible?
There was an uptick in procedures over COVID because of Zoom.
Yeah,
because
I know.
I think COVID made people feel bad. Zoom face is a thing. It's not. We have to realize that we look a lot better than this.
I mean, that's why I have
Rob Lowe behind you.
Rob Lowe behind me, because then no one looks at me and they don't see the filth. They see the beauty of Rob Lowe.
It is nice.
Is that like two different not green screens? What do you call them?
Backgrounds?
Fake background. Yeah. Is it like, or is that a background you asked for? Like a video, like a bunch of books or videos on a shelf, and then a poster of Rob Lowe in the foreground.
If I remember correctly, Elliot created this for
Okay.
back in the Zoom when we were doing Zoom and
Oh,
all the time.
okay.
It's cute.
It's
I like
inside
it.
jokes. I don't even remember at this point. What they are,
Gotcha.
like why Rob Lowe's there. I don't remember why
Oh
he's
my
even there.
God. He was so
It's very
pretty.
funny.
Yeah. I mean,
So
he's
very pretty.
he's not hard to look at now.
No, he's not.
He's done all right for himself.
He sure has.
Let's do
Okay.
all.
Huh?
Let's do all.
Is that what they say on the
That's
floor?
what he
Let's
says on the
duel?
floor every time. And then he taps the podium. Let's do all.
Jesus, that fucking show.
That show. So dumb.
All right. Are we ready to learn today? This was another listener suggestion.
Yes.
How to survive measles.
Yes. You know what I thought you first said? Nasals.
How to survive nasals.
Well,
And
I'm
I was
sure that'll
like,
be a thing soon too.
Yeah. Ours are problematic over here. Tell me how to survive my nasals
Yeah.
and measles, because I think it's a problem.
Yeah.
Let's do
Okay.
it. I'm excited.
All right. As of May 8th, 2025,
That just happened.
yep, a total of 1,001 confirmed measles cases were reported by 31 jurisdictions.
How?
Well, we know how, but I'll get into it. There have been 14 outbreaks. Outbreak is defined as 3 or more related cases reported in 2025, and 93% of the confirmed cases are outbreak associated, meaning they came from.
Whoa.
Okay, so I'm just going to give you a quick stats. The under fives
Mhm.
make up 30% of that
Okay.
1,001. 5 to 19-year-olds, 38%.
Mhm.
20 plus, 31.
Oh,
And then-
wow.
Yeah. And then there's some age unknown. 96% of those people were unvaccinated.
Huh.
Or
Imagine
unknown.
that.
Uh-huh.
Imagine that. 96%.
Yep. People who had one of the doses, because you get 2 doses of MMR, 2%. And then it says 2% also for people who had both doses. So I don't know how that's possible.
You mean to
But-
get it when you're not vaccinated? When you are vaccinated?
yeah.
I mean, I guess it's not 100%, right?
I guess not, but I mean, it has basically been since. Okay. So, what is measles? Measles
what is
I'm going to let you know. It's a highly contagious illness caused by a virus. It causes a widespread rash and flu-like symptoms. But it isn't just a rash. It can make you severely ill and lead to life-threatening complications like brain inflammation and pneumonia. It can also make you more likely to get sick with other infections.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
so it really fucks you up.
Yes. And we'll get into more of that because it's stuff I didn't realize. Before it was part of routine childhood immunizations, measles caused millions of deaths around the world. There are still cases in the US every year. There's no specific treatment or cure. Measles is also called rubeola, not to be confused with rubella.
That's what I wondered when you said
yeah.
rubella. I was like, gosh, this is embarrassing. I wonder if Danielle's pronouncing it wrong.
At one point when we were told, we were having a girl
Yeah.
and we were trying to think of names, we really liked the name Ruby.
Yes.
But Jimmy really liked the name Bella. And I was like, well, we can name her Ruby Bella. Oh, no, we can't. We cannot name her Ruby Bella.
Yes.
Okay. So rubella is German measles, which is a different thing. Okay. Symptoms of measles.
It has an accent. And it judges you.
You guys aren't watching the rehearsal, right?
The
No, I need
rehearsal.
to.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can.
Yeah, I
Do I
understand.
need to see season 1 to watch season 2?
No, they're completely separate.
Okay.
Okay. High fever, barky cough, red or bloodshot eyes, runny nose, tiredness, red spots with white centers in your mouth,
Oof.
which are called Koplik's spots,
Hmm.
rash, diarrhea, stomach pain, vomiting, sore throat, muscle pain, headache.
My God, this sounds terrible.
Yes. Measles symptoms don't appear all at once. A fever, cough, runny nose, red eyes may appear first. Koplik spots might appear 2 or 3 days later and fade when the rash begins. The rash appears 3 to 5 days after your initial symptoms start. A high fever may develop with the rash. Okay, the measles rash usually starts as flat spots on your face. On lighter skin, oh, maybe it's not melasma. Maybe it's maybe you have measles.
Oh, right. I didn't get vaccinated.
Oh, shoot, I forgot to do that.
I just was like, maybe it's a dumb idea to get vaccinated.
When you were a baby, you were like, no.
When I was a baby, I decided.
No.
Owie.
On lighter skin, it appears red. On dark skin, it could appear purple or darker than the skin around it, or it might be hard to see. The rash spreads downward over your neck, chest, back, arms, legs, and feet. The spots might blend together as they spread. There might be some areas that are raised bumps and some that are flat. It doesn't usually itch, which is interesting. Okay. The virus, morbillivirus, causes the measles. It's an airborne disease, which means it spreads through the air when an infected person breathes, coughs, sneezes, or talks. This is obviously like COVID. The airborne droplets can remain in a room for 2 hours, even after the person with measles is gone. Droplets.
Holy shit.
Yeah. They can also land on surfaces you touch. Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Danielle? I'm sorry. I know you're in your groove, but can you guys remind me how old is a child when they get measles vaccine?
Oh, that's a really good question.
I was just thinking about when you have your little baby.
I know you can't be under 1. So I think it's at 1.
So all these dummies are just making all people with babies under 1 more vulnerable.
Yes.
So like you're just at a mommy and me class.
Yes.
And your baby could get measles because of some fucking dummy.
Right. Because they weren't old enough to get their measles. Yeah.
Okay.
Measles can spread by being around someone with measles, including talking, sharing food or drinks, kissing, shaking hands or hugging, touching a surface or object containing the virus, and then touching your mouth, nose, or eyes. Vertical transmission, which I know sounds like a sex position, but it's not in this case.
Damn it.
From a pregnant woman to the fetus or baby during pregnancy, delivery, or while breastfeeding.
Wow.
Experts estimate that if one person in a room of unvaccinated people has measles, 9 out of 10 of the people in the room will catch it. I still don't understand this because I would think that would mean that they're also unvaccinated. So I don't really understand that sentence. But
that must mean if the rest of the people are not vaccinated, right?
You're contagious about 4 days before you develop a rash. So you probably don't even know you have it until about 4 days after the rash starts. So you're contagious for a good 8 days.
Wow.
Okay. Obviously, you're more susceptible if you're, this isn't obvious, but older than 20 or younger than 5, pregnant, or have a weakened immune system.
So
right.
Between 5 and 20, you're not as susceptible, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not sure why.
Okay.
Here are some complications. So we went through the symptoms. These are if it gets worse. Ear infections, dehydration from severe diarrhea, bronchitis, laryngitis, pneumonia, blindness, brain swelling. Okay, subacute sclerosing panencephalitis, which is a rare but fatal nervous system infection that happens years after a measles infection.
Oh my God.
Okay, so it's called SSPE, what I just described. It occurs when a defective form of the measles virus continues replicating in the nervous system. This persistent infection eventually leads to mental deterioration, loss of muscle control, seizures, muscle twitching, and most often death. These symptoms can occur anywhere from 1 month to many years after a measles infection. The average onset occurs about 7 years later.
Wow. So you could recover, just be living your life, enjoying your life.
And then, oh shit, what's this?
Should we make calendar entries for 7 years from now just to see if there's an explosion of SSPE in the country?
Good point. It has occurred as many as 27 years later. What the fuck?
God, I'm so mad at people right now. I can't even handle how mad I am.
I know. Measles.
That sounds real bad.
It is.
Okay. If you have measles while pregnant, your baby could be born early or have low birth weight. Okay. How they diagnose measles: blood tests, swabs from your nose, urine tests. Is there a cure for measles? There's no cure and no specific treatment for measles. Okay, this is very important. I want to say this. Okay, because okay, if you're treated in a hospital, a healthcare provider might give you vitamin A to reduce your risk or serious complications, but you shouldn't treat yourself with vitamin A without a healthcare provider watching to avoid organ damage. Too much vitamin A can lead to a serious condition called vitamin A toxicity, which you may have read about in the news because our Secretary of Health and Human Services, RFK Jr., has told people that vitamin A is a way to cure measles or lessen symptoms. And so people were drinking cod liver oil, which is high in vitamin A, and ending up with vitamin toxicity. Now, the reason why it got linked to measles, vitamin A, is because in many countries, not ours, where they have poor nutrition, vitamin A is lacking. So it would be beneficial. In our country, which is not a third world country,
not yet.
You don't have a tendency to, yeah, right. Give it a year.
Give it
a year.
No. So that's how that all started. And it happened. Kids ended up in the hospital because of liver damage because of this fucking idiot.
Because people listen to him.
But don't listen to him. He said, don't take medical advice from me. The head of the Human Health and Services.
Yes.
I don't know. I like his, he swims in any pool.
Yeah.
In any creek, in any river.
Guys, remember that bear thing he did? Remember the dead bear prank? That was legit funny.
God.
I mean,
why shouldn't we listen to that guy?
It's just Jim Oliver and his friends were having a debate on whether it's moral to make fun of the way he talks.
Oh, I think all bets are off with that motherfucker.
Jimmy and I were like, yeah.
It's fine.
It's all fine. For doing
he bullied his ex-wife to kill herself.
Yeah. It's all.
We can say whatever the fuck we want about him.
And then wrote us a note about when my brother killed himself, wrote us a note, like empathizing with us because he has experienced suicide.
Yeah.
My parents a note. Yeah. So,
is that RFK Jr. sent your family a note? I never knew that. That is insane.
Yeah. I mean, at the time,
of course, it's framed.
At the time, we were like, oh, it's just some Kennedy. Like, I didn't know who he was. I knew he was a Kennedy, but I didn't know, anyway.
He was still trying to do good things for the planet and just cheating on whatever wife he had at the time.
Right. If he had only stuck to just that.
Oh, I know.
If he had only stuck to just driving his wives to suicide.
I mean, that would be the worst thing he had done.
Right.
Which is pretty bad.
It is pretty bad.
That's pretty bad.
It is.
Oh,
but
geez.
it's still not as bad as this. Okay.
And that is a very kind thing to do, I guess, for someone you don't know, but that doesn't forgive him. That doesn't forgive his bullshit.
But not knowing the context that it was like he drove her. It was like, well, it's not really the same thing, dude. Okay. It's pretty crazy. When should I see my healthcare provider? See your provider if you have questions about vaccination. You've been exposed to measles. They might be able to give you an antibody treatment to reduce the risk of getting sick. So that's important. If you think you were exposed, you might be able to do that. You want to check your levels of measles antibodies to see if you have immunity to measles. I think I mentioned before, but on the 3rd season of You, there's a storyline about people not getting their kids the immunizations, and it's pretty funny because what happens anyway.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's funny. Go to the emergency room if you experience difficult breathing, chest pain, sensitivity to light, neck stiffness, headache, severe headache, confusion, severe vomiting, or diarrhea. Can you prevent? Okay, we already understand that. Okay. So the vaccine you're supposed to get is the MMR, which is measles, mumps, rubella, or you can get measles, mumps, rubella, varicella, which is MMRV. Okay, most people get the shots in childhood, but you can get them as an adult too, which I thought was interesting. It can, 2 out of every 5 people with measles are hospitalized. That's huge.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
That's way more than COVID. After you recover, okay, we sort of talked about that. Okay. Do you have to isolate with measles? Yes, you should isolate for 4 days after the rash appears if you have measles. You should wear an N95 mask, and so should healthcare providers and anyone who's helping take care of you. Ask your provider when it's okay to be around other people. Can you treat it at home? We've already talked about that. A note from the Cleveland Clinic. I thought this was just good to state once and for all. Measles once infected nearly every child in the US. Thanks to public health efforts, it's now eliminated, no longer spreads regularly in the US. But outbreaks still happen and people still die from measles. If people stop getting the measles vaccination, it can start spreading widely in the US again. If you think you've been exposed to measles, talk to a healthcare provider. They can let you know how to manage your symptoms. Okay, so I just wanted to make that.
Guys, that's the fucking Cleveland Clinic, okay? They know what they're talking about. They saved my mom's life.
Oh, wait, is that for real?
That's true, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just being funny.
She was on the news because the procedure was so new.
Are you serious?
Yeah. People don't usually survive the kind of brain aneurysm she had, but the Cleveland Clinic did this this procedure that had just started, and she had survived it, and they talked about it on the news.
That's amazing.
So yeah, I mean, they're a top hospital.
Now I hope in reciprocation for your mother's lack of interest in your career that you didn't watch the news segment that she was on.
I absolutely did not.
Okay. Okay, so I already covered the vitamin A thing, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Okay, so I'm going to skip that because I already covered that. Okay. Oh, I just wanted to say this. The CDC changed its recommendation in 1989 from 1 dose of the MMR vaccine to 2 doses, which provides longer lasting and more robust protection. People born between 1957 and 1989 have had just a single dose, who have had just a single dose of the vaccine may be at higher risk for contracting the virus in an outbreak setting.
That's us, guys.
That's us.
Oh shit, what do we do?
I think you can just go and get another dose. I don't know how you find out if you've had the other dose.
I wouldn't have.
I guess there's no way to find out.
Because if it was 1989, I would have been in high school. I don't think I have.
It changed the recommendation from 1 dose. So yeah, we might have to.
I'm gonna ask my doctor.
Yeah. What year were you born, Garen?
80.
Okay, so that's all of us. Yeah,
I'm writing it down. Second measles dose.
Right.
Well, I hope it's not like that shingles dose. Now, I have a question, and it's I know you're not taking questions, Danielle, so I don't expect you to know the answer.
I will take questions. I might not have answers, but I will take the question.
How, when we were kids, I remember it was like people would get chickenpox all the time. So was there not a chickenpox vaccine? I feel like an idiot.
No, I believe that's true. I believe there was not a chickenpox vaccine.
Because I never got chickenpox, and it was like, oh no, because now you're gonna get shingles. Like it's this thing where it's like, but I don't think that's true. I think that you're must just as much of a risk of getting shingles whether or not you had chickenpox. Like
I always forget if it's this will be in what did we learn? Because I always forget if it's you're more at risk or less at risk.
Did you have chickenpox, Danielle?
Yes.
Did you have chickenpox, Garen?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm of the era when parents would force chickenpox onto their
like the chickenpox parties.
Yeah.
Is that how you got it, from a party?
I don't know if it was I don't know, actually.
No, my parents didn't intentionally give me chickenpox. I just got it. Everyone would get it.
Yeah.
But I guess there must be a vaccine for it now because kids, you don't hear about people getting chickenpox.
Yeah, I think that.
I've had shingles too.
You have?
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Awful.
It is horrible.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard it's really the worst.
Excruciating.
Yeah. I'm surprised you've had it. You must have
pretty young.
It's kind of wild that you've had shingles, but not COVID.
Well, that is weird.
You better not get COVID then, Garen, because
That'll be it, guys.
you'll
You'll be
just turn to
seeing
dust.
a husk on Zoom.
Just turn to dust. Okay, are
Well-
you ready? Oh, sorry.
Oh yes, no. I was trying to prompt you for your next thing, but now
Well-
yes, go ahead.
I have a story.
I can't wait.
Okay, so I greatly cut this down, but this is written in the first person by a woman named Emmy S. Herman,
Okay.
talking about her sister. Okay. At the end of February 1960, my healthy, precocious sister, Marcy, was halfway through the 4th grade when she contracted measles from a classmate who lived down the street. Their cases were among the nearly 500,000 that year
Whoa.
before the measles vaccination program began in the US in 1963. Marcy had been sick in bed with a high fever for a couple of days. I just want to point out again, because of the parallels with this fluoride business.
Mhm.
We've had fluoride in the water since the 40s.
Yes.
There's been no evidence that it has any negative effect on anything. I don't know if this is just, RFK said something about people not being intelligent, but like, so no one born since the 40s is intelligent? Or maybe this is more of his thing about people on the spectrum because, he wants to he thinks they're worthless human beings, and he thinks everything causes autism. So maybe he thinks fluoride causes autism. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
What is his crackpot theory about fluoride anyway?
it's
Do we know
something
this?
about it degrades your brain or something. Yeah, it's really fucking stupid. Okay. Marcy had been sick in bed with a high fever for a couple of days. House calls were common then, but something was different this time when the doctor arrived. Our house was quiet, library quiet. As the pediatrician told my parents that my sister needed to be hospitalized, my fearless, happy-go-lucky mother fainted in front of us. The ambulance whisked Marcy away to the local hospital. Doctors offered no hope. My sister had slipped into a coma, and the progress was grim. Because hospital rules at the time were not child-friendly, I wasn't allowed to see my sister. Then a miracle occurred. After 5 weeks, Marcy emerged from the coma. With assistance, she was brought to the hospital window so we could see each other. I stood in the vast parking lot and looked up. Marcy was smiling and waving with great ferocity. My sister came home around Easter. At first, everything seemed normal. My mother was home. Marcy went back to school, but her behavior and personality had changed. She struggled to learn new concepts in subjects she had previously mastered. She could still read music, but had lost the ability to play with dynamics and expression and made many mistakes. At home, she was irritable and defiant and fought over minutiae, which escalated into shouting matches, door slamming, and a lot of crying. She also ran away from home at one point. While walking home from school one day, Marcy fell. At least that's what I was told. In reality, she suffered a grand mal seizure. It was the first of many. Measles and encephalitis left my sister physically and psychologically impaired. She struggled with critical thinking skills, mental illness, and anosognosia, a neuropsychiatric condition in which someone lacks awareness of their own disability. Lifelong medications mostly controlled Marcy's seizures, but no medication could repair the damage caused by the disease. Marcy died in August 2020 from complications related to COVID. But I'm guessing she had a weakened immune system. We had talked about the new vaccine. She was looking forward to getting it, but it came out 4 months too late for her.
Oh no, sweetie.
I know we usually try to tell a story with a happy ending, but I really wanted to scare people who are on the fence about getting vaccines, that this isn't just you get sick with a rash and then you're fine. And this obviously wasn't 7 years later. This was like almost immediate, it sounds.
Yeah, it doesn't, it's like wild to me that someone like RFK would think like, don't get a vaccine, because look at the results of what happens when people don't get vaccines is so fucked.
I mean, he finally admitted I think they said, what's the only way to prevent measles? And he said, the vaccine is the only way to prevent measles. But he wasn't recommending the vaccine. He was just acknowledging that it was because I guess he thinks it causes autism. It's
so idiotic. It's so idiotic.
It's so stupid.
It feels like a freaking conspiracy theory that why all of a sudden are they cutting healthcare programs, cutting CDC funding, cutting FDA funding, talking anti-vaccine, doing all this, doing that, not reporting bird flu cases. I guess there's farmers in Florida or wherever that are infected with bird flu and they're not reporting it.
Oh,
It's like they want some kind of a pandemic again to get rid of poor people because that is who was
Yeah.
going to be affected more than anyone else. They can't afford to go to the doctor. They're cutting Medicaid. They're cutting like
I mean, it feels like insane. It's not insane.
it just
It's
feels insane to have that thought.
Yeah.
Like that the US government is actively working to let thousands or millions of people just suffer and die.
Sadly, it's in the realm of possibility.
And that is horrific. That might be the scariest thing of all of this, that these fringe thoughts are possible, or like likely almost. It's
Yeah, it's banana
scary.
times.
I don't understand it.
Yeah, that was I mean, I think that story is important, Danielle, because it is like a good scared. I think in a way it's like scared straight. And hopefully people will, if they are, I hope people that are listening and aren't on the fence about vaccines.
But maybe they know someone who is.
Yeah,
you know,
maybe they know someone
can
who
pass
is.
along this information.
You know, I think it's really hard to convince those kind of people. I don't know any effective techniques, but like off the top of my head, there was an interesting piece. And I don't know if it was on, I mean, we probably just heard it on like a podcast or on NPR about there was a big spread of measles in West Texas, and it seemed to be primarily among the Mennonite community.
Right. I think you mentioned that. Yeah.
And I don't think I don't think their like whole religion is like we take a position of being anti-vax, but it seemed like this one community, it was like that outbreak was specifically within that community. So there's also this, and there are, I know, factions of what's the word I'm looking for? The
Jews.
observant, like traditional Hasidic Jews that also don't vaccinate. And I don't know what that's about.
I don't either, but they got a big COVID outbreak.
Yeah.
On the East Coast.
Yeah. It's this like
Because
we are in our own community and we make our own rules.
Right.
Okay, great. You can, but also why would you not
I don't know.
want to just follow medical science?
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it's really
just
bananas.
It's just bizarre to me.
Yeah. I think it's still so hard for me to understand why vaccines became politicized and became if you're a Republican, you think it's not okay to, like, if I believe in this, then I don't vaccinate. It's like, wait, don't we all agree that we should vaccinate? When did science become a thing that we're for or against? It's
because
like,
it's this thing of you don't tell me what to do with my body.
Yep. Yeah,
and
I know.
That's how DeSantis talked about the fluoride today was,
unless you're a woman and then we tell you what to do with your body.
100%.
So it's also very subjective to their whims of don't tell us what to do, except we are going to control women's bodies.
Yep.
So it's not even. Yeah.
I'm assuming they're going to start repealing seatbelt laws because I mean, really, because what's the difference?
Yeah.
They're saying, they're saying that fluoride is forcing medication on people, which is ridiculous, but it's not that far of a leap from from seatbelts.
Yeah. Or
it's
just like all consumer protection laws, FDA, like why do we need food protections? Why do we need the government getting in the way of our foods? Why should the government be involved in our food safety then? Yeah. It's like, then why even have a government at all?
I don't
just just put it all into the military.
Well, so you can get a sweet ass plane.
Yeah. I mean, it is, they're sort of putting out all this information on how much money they've all gained so far since the presidency. It feels very much like
who?
Just different people who, like, I don't know if it was Kristi Noem, one of them who's like, this is how much money this person has made off of different situations since Trump has been elected. It's all a money grab for them as well.
Right.
Marjorie Taylor Greene too made a bunch of money
from the stock market,
from the stocks things.
Right.
It's
because
like
he told people it's now time to sell or whatever.
Yeah.
Absurd.
They're like all insider trading.
I know.
You know, it's like-
except it's just right out there.
It's right out there. And I'm like, how is it? I mean, Martha Stewart went to prison. Like,
For less. Yeah.
For less. So it does feel, when you have these sort of sycophants and narcissists all kind of making the decisions based on their own power grabs and punishment of others. I don't know. What do we expect?
Right.
It's I feel like bad because I want us to be an escape for people when they listen, but it's also hard
This
to
wasn't
pretend
like the funnest episode.
Yeah, but it's also like we're all going through it. It's hard to not acknowledge that it's happening and that it's also having an effect on us.
Right. Okay, well, we will be back right after this with what did we learn today?
That'll be fun, guys. That'll be real fun. Danielle,
Kristine,
are you ready to learn what we learned today?
still ready?
In Game of Thrones, Pedro Pascal's character, Oberyn Martell, is a part of House Martell, which is based in Dorne, only a stone's throw from House of Snot and Sadness, as the dragon flies.
As the dragonflies, very cute.
Certain water filters can remove fluoride, but not all of them. Fluoride can be removed from water using various methods, including reverse osmosis distillation and bone char, or activated alumina filters. Reverse osmosis is considered one of the most effective methods, using a membrane to separate fluid ions from water molecules. Distillation involves heating water and collecting the condensed vapor, leaving fluoride behind. Bone char and activated alumina filters can also effectively remove fluoride through adsorption.
I wonder if there are any legitimate reasons why you'd want to remove fluoride.
If there's too much fluoride can actually cause issues, but the amount that states and whatever are putting in there is nowhere near that. It has to be double that amount. And some places have had that happen, but
where it's accidentally they put too much in.
Where there's too much, and then
someone
would
just
need
tipped over
like this.
a vat of pressed toothpaste into the water,
squirting in tubes of toothpaste.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make all these kids get autism.
It's the worst Joker crime.
Oklahoma instituted updated academic standards in 2025, requiring schools to teach high school students that widespread fraud impacted the outcome of the 2020 U.S. presidential election.
Jesus Christ.
Bastion of education, Oklahoma.
Yeah. Can't wait to get some more incels out of that graduating class. For the record, there are now more outbreaks of measles in the country than trans athletes. Nicely done, Garen. Nicely done. The recommended age for the first dose of measles, mumps, and rubella MMR vaccine is 12 to 15 months of age. If you live in or plan to travel to a community experiencing an outbreak, or if you travel internationally, your baby may be vaccinated as early as 6 months of age.
Oh, that's interesting. So they're saying better safe than sorry, but really it's recommended for a year.
Yes.
Okay.
Adults who were vaccinated against measles, mumps, and rubella as children may not need a booster. However, if you're unsure about your vaccination status or have doubts about previous vaccination, getting vaccinated either with 1 or 2 doses of the MMR vaccine is recommended according to the CDC. Maybe I was boosted. I got to ask my doc. Everybody check with...
an adult?
I just said my doc, but yes, he is an adult.
I meant, were you boosted as an adult?
Oh, I don't know. I'll check
I didn't think you had Doc McStuffins as your doctor. As
Wouldn't
cute as that would be.
That would be so cute.
So cute. Oh my God.
Wait a minute. Is Children's Hospital, is it just staffed with children doctors? Like a bunch of Doogie Housers?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why it's called Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
Anyone who has had chickenpox is at risk of developing shingles later in life.
The virus. Okay. Sorry. No,
The varicella zoster virus, which causes chickenpox, remains dormant in the body. It's in you guys. It's in you.
Right.
And can reactivate, leading to shingles. The risk of shingles increases with age because it don't care. And some individuals are more likely to develop shingles due to weakened immune systems or other health conditions. Doesn't matter. I'm going to fucking get it. I just know it. Some states have removed fluoride from their public water systems. Utah was the first state to ban fluoride in public water, and Florida has followed suit. Utah and Florida, bastions of smart people,
Yeah.
according to NBC News and ABC News.
I was actually surprised it was Utah. I don't generally hear bad things coming out of Utah.
Yeah, but they're kind of, when we went there during pandemic times, and it was bad wildfires that made the air quality over on our side of town like 400. Like you couldn't even go outside. It was like the fog movie. We were like, all right, let's get out of town. We had the privilege of being able to do that. We went to Utah and got an Airbnb, and there were literally like big parades, marches in the streets of people who were like anti-maskers, mad about the restrictions of masking.
Oh,
and
okay.
it's kind of wacky there.
Is that a Mormon thing or is that just a Utah
I think it's a
thing?
like lot of too many white people thing. You know what I mean? It's like you get up to
Contagious.
that's why I'd never want to live like up in Oregon. Even though Portland's cool, you get a lot of those too many white people, and I get a little nervous.
Weird shit starts happening.
Yeah, weird shit. You got the people who are like collecting their guns, and you're not going to make me get nobody's going to make me get the jab.
Right.
And it gets a little fucking weird. And Utah's got a lot of that, like, don't come on my land or I'll shoot you vibes.
I guess I just don't think of it. I think of that as like Montana or something, or
Sure, there too.
But I will admit, I am very uneducated about most of this country. So,
Yeah, I mean, they're doing a lot of like striking down anti-trans laws, because they're traditionally
good.
pretty Republican up there, and they're doing. I mean, they have a trans representative, and she's doing
that's
incredible
great.
stuff. But yeah, you get surprised by some of these states every once in a while, but
Yeah. They all have great pockets, like of
Yes.
resistance, but there's a lot of people who are like pretty wackadoodle,
Yeah. Whack-a-madoodle.
And they think
Well.
we're wackadoodle,
Right.
believing in your science and
Probably
facts
weird.
and like kindness and help others. Fuck that.
confirmed.
Kristine, I hope you
Yes.
feel better.
Thank you.
I hope everyone in your family feels better.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the best. I'm the best of the bunch, and like that's a rarity.
Okay. Well, just take it easy.
I'm gonna. You take it easy
Get in
and
bed.
take it sleazy.
Done.
Daily.
What are you going to watch to get through your sickness?
I mean, since everybody's here, it's probably going to be some Pen 15 tonight, I would say. Today will be like some rest, and I still got to walk the dog because she needs that walk. So,
Oh, right.
she gotta get her exercise in.
Yes, of course.
Oh, I did see one of them days finally.
Oh, did you like it?
I did like it. I thought it was going to be funnier, but
Oh.
I still.
Maybe I built it up too much.
It wasn't just you. I've heard it was hysterical, and it is very funny. I just thought there would be more laughs per minute, but I loved them. Like
Yes.
they're so funny together. It's super. It's a fun, really cute movie. I
Is that the
really enjoyed it.
SZA?
Yeah.
Kiki Palmer.
Okay.
I will say, seeing it with an audience is probably helpful.
Yeah.
And we saw it with a Black audience, which was,
Oh, that's
yeah.
the way.
and I was just impressed by how funny it was. And that woman, I want to call her a girl because she seems so young, but that woman who plays like the cash checking place.
Oh, she's
The check
from. She
cashing
was in
place?
Curb, right?
The woman from Curb, yeah.
Yeah.
She was like the obnoxious girl on Curb
Yes.
who's
yes.
acting in the show. She just cracks me up whenever. I just think she's really good.
Yeah,
she
she's
shows
really
up all the
funny.
time now.
It's
Yeah,
a reward.
What did she say?
Oh, I don't want to spoil it for Chris because she
Oh, okay.
watches it, but she shows up
I
later.
think you would like it, Chris. It's
Okay.
really fun. It's
I
really
think
Maybe
it's-
we can watch that with the kids.
I think it's okay for the family.
yeah,
There's no-
nothing. Yeah,
I mean,
no,
there's
like,
one, scene that might cause some pearl
but there's
clutching,
no
but
nudity or
there's no not
Okay.
really. I mean, there's outlines, but
right, right.
but it's very funny. It's very
Thank you for the
wholesome
rec.
even. Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, guys, have a great weekend.
You
Okay.
too. Feel better.
Until next
Till next
time,
time, remain
remain
calm.
calm.
Trying to synchronize it on Zoom.